Have you gotten any texts? Have you smelled any of the smoke surrounding Garrett Wilson?
Heck yeah.
You have?
Heck yeah. Was that the difference between...
Why won't you say hell yeah?
It's just not my cup of tea, Kenny, as you know.
You're not a big cusser.
But the thing is, I am at home. I don't know. Just when I walk through these doors, something changes.
Okay.
A metamorphosis, if you will.
Interesting.
Would these texts have come had they have lost to Miami?
Maybe.
You think so?
You're always on the lookout for talent.
Well, that's true. Just trades doesn't mean you need a guy today for this year, and that's it. And
he's
obviously,
still young. Garrett Wilson's like, what, 25?
25 years old, yeah.
That's what he is?
Yeah. What, he signed a...
You've been doing some snooping around if you knew that right off the top of your head. What have you been doing? Because I remember Kenny. Ages you don't. So what do you know?
Well,
what do you know?
Just he's clearly going to be available, right? And...
How do we know he's going to be available, Tone?
Oh, I think when you're the Jets, the last thing you want to be doing is paying a wide receiver in their situation.
Wait a minute. We've won 2 more games than the Jets. Is that what we want to do? Now we're going to go in a circle.
Right. Well,
$130 million contract. We've already got Jerry Jeudy.
Yeah, my response was that ideally, because of the contracts that they have under their belt for next year with all the dead cap and all of that stuff, I don't know that they want to take on a huge wide receiver contract. Like, my guess is, ideally, and if you're feeling better about the Browns drafts after this year, you would want to go into the draft and get a rookie making a fraction of this money.
Yes, you would.
That has a chance to be just as good.
Yes, you would.
Now, it's always a crapshoot.
Who would that guy be?
Well, would
you have a chance to get Carnell Tate, who's fantastic, but would you have a chance to get him?
Well, the fact that you have 2 picks,
but you might need to use 2 picks to get your quarterback because
offensive line.
If you get Garrett Wilson, now we're having a conversation here. If you get Garrett Wilson, he's going to make any quarterback you have look better. Because they've had some impossible quarterbacks with the New York Jets. If you get Garrett Wilson, you're going to make just about any quarterback you have look better.
Except the Jets quarterbacks.
I shudder to think what the Jets quarterbacks would look like if they didn't have Garrett Wilson. Thank you very much. Wait, do you have something different to say on that one? Okay. So he might make them look better than what they are, which they're terrible, right? Right. So if you got him, what would you do then after that? What would you do?
Well, there's going to be a lot of discussion about the strategy, and we will have plenty of months to delve into the draft just in terms of, forget about player, talk about profile. Like, you are staring at a team that is going to need, in free agency, to go after how many offensive linemen? At least one. Yes. You're going to have to pay. The Browns will have to be players in the free agency market for an offensive lineman this year, right?
Yeah, sorry. I'm looking at something Ryan Wilson wrote, and I almost didn't pay attention because I can't wait to tell you this. But go ahead. Go ahead.
They're definitely going to have to do that. That'll take up one of their spots on the offensive line. Then what are you doing with Wyatt Teller? Are you signing him to a deal?
Well, if I get Garrett Wilson, can I afford Wyatt Teller?
Well, so therein lies the issue with their situation ultimately. Now the good news is they've got a bunch of draft picks and they got 2 in the first round. Will they even draft? Are we even positive they're going to draft a quarterback? I always thought they would, and there's going to be at least 3 that grade out first round. Mm-hmm. Browns will have 2 first-round picks. Stands to reason that they're going to use one of those on a quarterback, or, dare I say, both on a quarterback if they need to. So that complicates things. Well, and then when are you getting the wide receiver? We know they don't have a great track record of trying to draft wide receivers in the 3rd round.
So right now, Mike Renner of CBS, I just go by CBS, Mike Renner and Ryan Wilson. Mike has Fernando Mendoza going number 1 to the Jets. Dante Moore from Oregon going number 1 to the Jets has Ryan Wilson has that. All right, the Browns, he's got the Browns with their first pick drafting 9th. They're taking... We're
down to 9th?
Oh, no, 8th. I'm sorry. They're taking Jordan Tyson.
We're up to 8th?
They're taking Jordan Tyson, Arizona State wide receiver. All right? Then they have Amari Washington, and defensive lineman, going at number 19. Well, you're taking BPA, right? For Ryan, he has him taking Carnell Tate. Number 19 overall. Is Carnell going to fall that far?
I don't think so.
Now let me just throw one more in there at you, and then we'll get to something else.
Yeah, Jordan Tyson's brother's Jalen Tyson, right?
You know what? You would assume
you could have Tyson to Tyson.
Ryan also has the Browns trading with Philadelphia at number 31 overall and taking John Mateer from Oklahoma. Righting previous wrongs.
Spicy.
Now, Josh Edwards, who is a Browns fan, admitted Browns fan, CBS, did this. This is all yesterday, real quick. Number 6 overall, the Browns, Lenore Sellers, South Carolina. He's been banged up this year.
I know.
I can't get a good feel on it. Big body, but getting banged up. I don't know what the hell to do. What?
Why did you watch that game this weekend?
I did.
It was against Oklahoma. And
I know.
They do have a good defense.
That's a big-time defense. I know. I know. But he's playing hurt. I know he's playing hurt.
Looking like Jalen Milroe?
It's a rough one. He's got Carnell Tate going 15th overall. Boy, I think a lot of people would be excited about what Josh Edwards just did. So
yeah,
that's all I'm going to say. By the way, speaking of rookie quarterbacks, we got 2 rookie quarterbacks. One's playing, one's not playing. And if you want to see the guy who's not playing, which again, all you guys, we all want to get in these fights, and I don't want to fight over any of these guys. Not going to do it. Because I think, honestly, if people were honest with themselves, I think talking to Browns fans, not Dylan fans or Shedeur fans. Talking to Browns fans, I think Browns fans probably think that neither of them are that great. Because if Shedeur was that great, he'd already be playing. Mm-hmm. He's a star. They're not keeping him down on purpose. So if he were that great right now, he'd be playing. He's not playing. But people outside of Cleveland think, the Cleveland Browns are inept, and they've been inept in the past, and maybe they're inept in this case, right? But if you wanted to fight over him, I think you're in a situation now, and you want to see the backup play, Shedeur. You're in a situation where you really have to trust the Browns, because Albert Breer was on Afternoon Drive yesterday, and he said this about Gabriel and Sanders.
This is going to come down to the stuff we don't see. You know what I mean? I think it's really about what this looks like in practice, and we don't have access to that. And the steps that Shedeur takes, because obviously now the runway's been cleared. Kenny Pickett's gone, Joe Flacco's gone, and they're one play away from having to put Shedeur into the game. So then I think, it really comes down to what's best for the other 10 guys in the huddle. And I think that's an underrated piece of this. And I know I've said this to you guys before, but I mean it. When you're evaluating your Jerry Jeudy's, your Harold Fannons, your Quinshon Judkins, your Dylan Sampsons, your David Njoku's for next year, you want to create the clearest picture that you can. And you want to give those guys the best chance they can possibly have to be at their very best, so you can make those decisions with a clear head. Is Dylan Gabriel giving you the best chance to do that, or is Shedeur Sanders giving you the best chance to do that? And there was a gap there, and there's been a gap there. And so how does Shedeur Sanders close that gap? That has to happen Monday through Saturday.
Well, Mary Kay was asked that yesterday in the midday show. She'll be joining us at 8:20 tomorrow morning. And she was asked about the development, and she doubled down on what we're not seeing because we can't watch Shedeur practice, but here's what she knows.
I think his development has gone really, really well behind the scenes. That is what I'm hearing with the people that I've talked to. He's doing a really, really nice job. He's making progress in every way, including in all of those ways that they really needed him to, just in terms of being able to get the play articulated. He's really coming along. And the thing about Shedeur, I've written this so many times, I've said it so many times, but he has elite accuracy. And that's the place where I think he has Dylan beat, is in the accuracy piece. But you have to be able to get to that point where you have time to throw that ball and you're getting it out fast enough so that you can get it there on time and all those kinds of things. But in a 7-on-7 drill, if you put those two up next to each other and you just started doing a red zone 7-on-7, I think Shedeur would win that drill most of the time. But that doesn't mean that he would be the better choice at quarterback right at this moment.
I understand what she's saying. I understand completely what she's saying there. We probably will get to a point naturally where he just has to win that out and he has to play. I don't know if it's going to be there. Where you had, and this is part of my problem with a lot of the frustration. There is zero trust with the Browns organization from anybody. I don't even know if the Browns trust themselves, to be honest with you. Because as the season goes on and you're 2-5, you got that win, that's great. But if you lose again on Sunday, and New England's favored, and they're favored by a touchdown for a reason. They're a good football team. If you lose that game on Sunday, then, again, when do I play this guy? Is he ready to play? Because you know what's going to happen. Outside of Cleveland, he'd go out there, and if he sucks up the room, you're going to be blamed. It's going to be on you. So I wonder how much they second-guess themselves. So now, if you want to see the other guy play, and a lot of people do, I have not said that statement. Not yet. No. If you want to see him play, you have to trust the Browns' evaluation here. Because if he were blowing everybody's doors off, frankly, wouldn't he be starting already? It's the Browns. I just gave you all these different names that are possibilities
he
there,
was
and I
always
got
gonna
people
have Gabriel
bitching at
ahead
me
of
just
him,
so you're
though,
even
right?
bringing them up. So you definitely want to see where
I don't
they're
know
at.
if he would be starting yet. He'd always have Gabriel ahead of him.
Would he? What, just because of the draft order?
Yeah.
Hey, man, like, you've had other guys who were ahead of other guys, and, I mean, you had Matt Flynn who was signed. You had Russell Wilson. I know he's a bad example now, but we go back to it. Russell Wilson was in the third round. Russell Wilson was a rookie. They had Matt Flynn signed. They chose Russ. Now, Matt Flynn had a concussion during training camp.
Right.
Either way, they chose Russ. They stuck with Russ. The rest is history. So you can go and you can outperform guys. Now, you could say, did they put him in the position? I don't know. See, that's what's frustrating about it. I'm asking questions I don't know the answer to yet. So I can't go spouting off about what I know or don't know about the Browns when I don't know the answer to it. I can only go by what Mary Kay says.
Yeah, it's got to be hard. Everybody assumes we're going to see Shedeur at some point. Mm-hmm. We've heard from national reporters time and time again, there's a gap. But Albert mentioned it again yesterday. There's a gap. Well, it's because people in the Browns building have told him there's a gap. He didn't just make it up out of thin air. But I'm telling you, Albert would love to come on and say that he's nipping at the heels and he's right there ready to go. But he's been pretty consistent. Other national guys have been pretty consistent. You know, we got a little more color on all the work that's being done in terms of the plan for me and Rappaport a few weeks ago.
Okay.
Like, the thing that stinks is what opportunities do you have in practice when they're trying to get Dylan Gabriel ready for games? You just don't have a ton.